Right now, that means over $1 billion remains unclaimed for ITIN and Cal EITC filers.
So it's really important that people do what they can to file their taxes, claim these credits, and get money for you and your family.
And that was ABC 10's Mike Duffy reporting tax day is May 17th, but you can apply for an automatic extension until October 15th. But keep in mind, still to avoid penalties, all tax money owed.
5.7 million people will get at least one $600 stimulus payment. So who exactly qualifies for these $600 payments? Well, in general, Californians who make less than $30,000 a year, those who claim the California Earned Income Tax Credit, immigrants using individual taxpayer IDs and make less than $75,000 after deductions, plus others on low income.
Remember, you could use it for anything on Amazon, so be sure to redeem it quick. But now, millions of Americans that meet the eligibility requirements have 2 weeks to claim extra stimulus cash. Eligible recipients have 2 weeks left to claim these direct payments. These checks range from $100 to almost $2,000. Joe Biden and his administration have released a new plan to tackle homelessness. So, by the way, everybody, here's the code for the Amazon gift card. It's $50. It's a free Amazon gift card giveaway, and it's to help you guys out and also to say thank you for all your support. Be sure to use the Amazon gift card, and you just redeem it in the Amazon checkout aisle on Amazon.com. So millions of Americans, everybody, in the state of multiple states across the country, like for instance, one people in Hawaii, will get a refund will be given to each qualifying resident taxpayer who files an individual income tax return for the next year. To qualify, you must have been a resident in the state for at least 9 months. Single taxpayers that have adjusted gross incomes of less than $100,000 and couples earning less than $200,000 will also get $300 per person in their household. It means a family of 4 could get $1,200. Idaho residents also have until December 31st to apply for a rebate between $300 and $600, and the Idaho governor even announced that he approved the $500 million in tax refunds for several residents. Individual taxpayers can expect to see payments of $300. Joint filers will see $600, and non-residents and part-time residents are not eligible for this though. Pennsylvania residents have until January 1st to apply for the state residents, and also the maximum standard rebate is $650, but some owners may qualify for supplemental rebates of up to $975. Renters and rebates who make $8,000 or less should see a $650 rebate. Additionally, the state announced that everyone who claimed the rebate will also receive an additional check worth 70% of the additional refund amount. So, President Biden's administration announced that it is ramping up efforts to help fight inflation for people that are sleeping on the sidewalks, tents, and other cars. So, the U.S. Department of Housing said that in federally required talks and tallies taken across the country this year, about 500,000 people were counted as homeless, a number that misses some people and does not include those staying with friends or family. But the figure was nearly the same as it was in 2020. It was about up by 2,000 people, as an increase of less than 1%. President Biden said in my statement, "My plan offers a roadmap for not only getting people into housing, but also ensuring they have access to the support, services, and income that allow them to live and thrive." The 2022 All-In Strategy Roadmap, public today, follows a 2010 report called for Opening Doors, which was the nation's first strategy to prevent homelessness. So, the CEO of this program said the federal government can influence the local action with financial initiatives, streamlining processes, and strong policies. The federal plan highlights disparities that have led to inequity in homelessness. It seeks to expand the supply of federal affordable housing and improve the ways that to prevent people from being homeless again. Potential steps include a campaign to encourage landlords to accept government housing vouchers and encourage local governments to build more apartment complexes that are affordable for the working family. The Biden administration announced a program that has to help several agencies with local officials to reduce unsheltered homelessness in select cities that have not been named yet. The crisis brought massive job losses, particularly for lower income people and higher rents. It also spurred an eviction moratorium and temporary federal aid, including tax credits for families to help keep people housed. And it's found that homelessness declined among veterans, families, and children. So, more people were staying in places not intended for habitation, rather than shelters, and more had been homeless for more than a year. So what we see is that President Biden should do more for the people in stimulus payments. But to help with this, be sure to claim my Amazon gift card code, and right here, it's $50 for free. Thank you all for your support, everybody.
Secured home depends on international security and stability. So with this legislation, we ensure that America and our allies maintain a military and qualitative edge in strategic regions across the world, investing more than $11 billion in the Pacific Deterrence Initiative, more than $6 billion for European Deterrence Initiative, and further support for Ukraine's fight for freedom through Ukraine Security Assistance Act. Initiative. Indeed, Democrats know that the security of our nation is not only measured in our military might, but in the health, strength, and of our well-being and the respect we have for our partners. And as I draw to conclusion, I didn't say close, I just want to salute the people of Ukraine for their courage, to President Zelensky and the people of Ukraine for fighting for their democracy. They're fighting for ours. And the democracies, their neighbors in Europe as well, and really throughout the world. So we have a moral responsibility as well as a practical one to support our Ukraine initiatives. Importantly, there are two additional provisions that Democrats fought to attach to this legislative pact. The first is a version of Federal Firefighters Fairness Act, a long-sought Democratic priority to make it easier for federally employed firefighters who contract certain diseases to qualify for federal workers' compensation. I call our firefighters our nobility. They risk their lives, putting their lives on the line to protect our families, our homes, our communities from devastation. With this provision, we take another step to deliver the benefits they are entitled to, that they have earned. The second initiative is, and very consequential, is the Oceans Package. It's a very important, and I understand bipartisan.
The third part of the president's plan involved reducing the federal deficit through reforms to the tax code. Biden also noted that the Congressional Budget Office projected that the deficit will fall by $1.7 trillion this year, which would be the largest reduction in history. Biden said with the policies right, the U.S. can transition from recovery to stable, steady growth, and bring down inflation without giving up all these historic gains. Lawmakers have made it clear that it may be a while for prices to go down. Biden said that a growth will look forward and look different during the transition to bring down inflation, knowing that there will be lower job creation numbers. Additionally, the president touted elements of the economy that have recovered since the crisis, including a decline in unemployment and American families increasing their savings and decreasing their debt. Some Indiana residents are already seeing extra money in their bank account. Payments from Indiana's automatic taxpayer refund are starting to arrive. Individual taxpayers will get $125, while married couples who file jointly will get $250. The state revealed back in December that Indiana taxpayers will get a refund after filing their 2021 taxes. The Department of Revenue and Auditor of State's office are working together to distribute the money. An estimated 4.3 million Indiana residents are eligible. The governor said the money is effectively a 12% cut in the average resident's annual income tax liability. Approximately $545 million will be returned to taxpayers after the state ended its fiscal year, with a surplus to cause the refund.